I'll have to give myself a promotion!
For those who haven't seen part 1, here's a short recap. Hoops and Yo-Yo. They were characters for Hallmark. They had 2 holiday specials. For part 1, I talked about the Halloween one. And part 2, we're looking at the Christmas special today. So, let's go. This one begins with Hoops, Yo-Yo, and Piddles, whose name I just realized I kept pronouncing as Petals, despite the fact I pronounced it correctly the first time in part 1, waiting on the roof for Santa to come. And he just kind of shows up. Hold up, is Yo-Yo Catholic?
I know, we saw Santa. That was so good.
Hoops then starts to sneak on Santa's sleigh.
And you guys are gonna totally freak when you see the stuff that's in this sleigh. Come on!
Yo-Yo and Piddles then join him. What could possibly go wrong?
Hey guys, I'm stuck. Bite it! Just bite it! I am biting it. I'm biting it with all my might.
They get stuck on the sleigh and fly into a wormhole?
A what hole?
With a bunch of signs that are just labeled past and present. They then fall off the sleigh and travel back to the 1800s, I think. Then we cut to a barn where we see Mystery Man build a toy with some CGI. Amazing! And Mystery Man turns out to be Kris Kringle. Our 3 main heroes destroy the toy before trying to figure out where they are.
You mean when we are?
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Let's just take a deep breath and try to piece this thing together, okay?
Speaking of which, look at this little piece I pulled out.
What the fuck?
Wait a minute, let me see that.
The characters then realize that Chris is Santa and that he was supposed to go to a toy contest. As they realize this, Piddles' lollipop disappears, Yo-Yo turns into Big Chungus, and they go back into the barn to fix the toy. If the lollipop disappeared, wouldn't the hats also... Never mind. Anyway, back in the barn, they meet Chris and show him that they fixed the toy, which, like for a better YouTube-friendly term, turned out like garbage.
There might be a little teeny-weeny adjustment we need to do there.
Then they kinda guilt-trip him into helping.
You know, guys, maybe he's right. I mean, it's late, and I'm sure it's impossible to fix the toy now. And I'm sure there'll be other toy contests.
Actually, there won't be.
Followed by a montage.
We'll be friends forever when we work together, side by side by side.
The next morning, they go to the contest, and Chris starts to get nervous.
I don't know if I can do this.
And Piddles pep talks him.
You may be a stable boy, but you are also an awesome toy maker.
After that, Chris sees a poor girl trying to grab a toy, who is then yelled at by some weird Santa lookalike.
This is not a thing to be played with!
Chris then talks to her to have her test the toy.
I need someone who really likes toys to make sure mine is working properly. So what is your favorite kind of toy?
I've never had a toy. All right, show's over. There's nothing to be seen here.
Then they make their way to enter in the toy, blah blah blah, shenanigans happens. They go to the judging area, and good lord, they really take security seriously. When Hoops and Yo-Yo try to enter in Chris's toy, Chris starts to run off and they have to chase him down. They're told they only have 5 minutes to have it entered in, and it's probably the quickest 5 minutes ever in film.
Judging ends in 5 minutes.
Toy judging ends in 1 minute.
Anyway, they realize the reason why Chris ran off, because he wanted to give the girl the toy.
Oh, Chris, what are you doing?
Later that day, the characters start to head back to the barn, and Hoops is having none of it.
Didn't it just light up when she heard that music?
Yes, it was very, very special.
Boy, if you don't get... When they go in, they see that the girl's inside, and it turns out she is a fairy angel godmother. I have no idea. Anyway, all that matters is that she basically turns him into Santa Claus. He gets the elves, he gets the reindeer, he gets the sleigh that possibly couldn't even exist in the 1800s. Hoops, Yo-Yo, and Piddles then pep talk him into taking his first flight.
Who else but you could think up this totally awesome toy? And who helped that poor little girl when no one else would?
And who gave up his dream so someone else could have hers?
Yo-Yo and Piddles then try to leave, and Hoopston tells them, guys, you know, this is like his first flight, so maybe we should give him some space.
All we've been trying to do is get home, man.
I know, but what if our going home ends up ruining everything again?
Kristen flies off, and the sleigh comes back, and it turns out to be Santa from the present, who came back to grab the three main characters. Also, as a little fun fact, I actually wrote this scene in my notes as Santa comes back for the boys, and on top of that, I wrote the lollipop bit as Suck disappears. Santa then drops the characters off on the roof, and they ask if they can go down the chimney using his magic.
Hey, Santa, you don't mind if we, you know...
I suppose there's no harm.
Merry Christmas, Santa!
When they come back inside, they see there's a note left by him.
To Hoops, Yo-Yo, and Piddles, my oldest and dearest friends.
Took the liberty of making some alterations to the toy. Hope you approve. Merry Christmas, Santa.
And a modified version of the toy they built with some more CGI. And that's how the special ends. So what do I think of it? Oh wow, we finally got a music track. Well, for one, there was a little more for me to talk about, and by that I mean there was a lot more going on in this film. Unlike the last one, I didn't really notice any extended periods where the animation looked more or less stiff. Yet again, there could have still been a moment or two here and there, so... Just like what I said for the Halloween one, it's a fun special, and if you really like these characters, then I highly recommend checking it out. And hey, at least it's not like every other Hallmark special where it's just big city chick falls in love with small town country dude, you know what I mean? Oh, what a sick burn! And yet again, not much to say for the outro, so stay tuned for more god-awful content.